Grand Rising, everybody. Grand Rising. Hope everyone's doing well today. Today is another wonderful day. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna try to make it happen and make it do what it do. Yeah, it's a wonderful Friday. You know, I was outside. I went outside for a minute, take out my trash, and kind of get a breather of the fresh air and everything like that. So, but anyway, so what's on the agenda for today? What's on the agenda for today? Well, we all know that, as you know, everything they they constantly, they got this the new chief of police uh, in the news, you know, kind of, disseminating her interviews and all that kind of junk. So, you know, I think she's gonna do okay. I know she's gonna do okay. Um, there was something that I was looking at also about, in the local news. He was talking about extending the Pearl River. I know some of you've heard about it. I know some of you haven't heard about it. And, the Pearl Mayor and John Horn is on board, talking to each other and talking about this extension of this Pearl River. You know, allegedly, this thing had been in the make a long time ago. I can't remember the amount of money allegedly that was said was supposed to be taken on this project, but it's up there. And that thing goes all the way over from West Jackson Highway 80 all the way over there to Lakeland Drive. So, and allegedly, for what I understand, allegedly, that there's going to be a lot of, there's going to be some major construction going on, not just the widening of that river. There's going to be some major construction going on with that river, with terms of, I hear buildings, I hear condos and stuff like that, condominiums, and that's what I hear. I can't confirm or deny that's allegedly. But one thing about it, if them two mayors is collaborating on something, there's something bigger than just widening out that river coming. And there's some major growth is coming. So be mindful of that. Be mindful. Don't just take what you see and hear on the local news on face value. Because there's something more coming that we don't know about. And they can use all these different types of distractionary tactics that they want to use, but you, the residents, you're not stupid. We are not stupid, and not by a long shot. So I just want to put y'all up on something, I mean, that's what it is. It is what it is. There's something coming down that pipeline. Let me tell you something. Let me be clear. I think our mayor excuse me, is trying to get it right. Our mayor is trying to get it right. He's talking to people that didn't want to talk to Jackson. He's trying to get it right. We got to fix up our city first. We got to fix up our city first. I'm not talking about in terms of fixing up our city so for other cities. Like I advocate a lot. I advocate that a lot. You know, we fix up our city, other cities might want to come and be a part, but no. We need to genuinely fix up our city. We need to definitely look at the potential problems that will occur. It's not a matter of when or if, it's a matter of when. All of those types of problems that's bound to occur. We need to fix all that. Get all that stuff fixed. And once we get all that fixed, then you know, then we talking to other cities. Now, maybe it's a total separate deal, but this is my thing. Well, one thing that I do know, one hand washes the other. One hand washes the other. Come on, man. Y'all know what's up. Now, they've been fighting over that airport for a long period of time. I wonder when is they going to come to a consensus on that and get some resolution to that drama, because that's a money thing. You should be concerned, because that airport and this project that's going on, I don't think that's a two-party thing. I don't think, what I mean by that is, I don't think it's separate. I don't think it's like a two-party separate type situation. I think it's got something to do, I think they're just all intertwined with, you know what I'm saying, with everything. That Jackson, that Highway 80 corridor is being looked at. They're already going to do something with the Metro Center. They're already putting some type of plant or something like that behind it. So, what's really coming, like I said, what's really coming down that pipeline? What's really coming down that pipeline? Does anybody know? Give me a comment. Leave a comment in the chat. I want to hear from you. I do. I really want to hear from you. Just leave me a comment. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, this is an ongoing thing for us. And it would be lovely if we'd be in the know, because it seems to me. Now, I'm not saying, don't get it twisted. Look, whether they hiding some or they not. City council stay in executive session too much for me. Why'd you gonna come and open up a discussion and then say this discussion needs to go into the executive session, and then they go into the executive session and say, oh, well, we're back from executive session. If you're going to go into the executive session, they don't need to have a council meeting. What you teasing the people for? Look, I'm sorry. That's just, maybe I got up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. But that's something I'm really, really getting tired of hearing. Executive session. We need to discuss that in executive session. But we're finna go on to executive session. They come on for 15 minutes, and then they go in this executive. They go in They go into executive sessions and we out of executive session, and then you know how the camera editing thing goes, and then after 15 minutes is over with, they hit the gavel, say meeting is adjourned. Come on, man, keep that look. If y'all constantly going in executive session, y'all need to stay in executive session. Have an open meeting. Have an open meeting when it's time for you to have an open meeting. Cause hell, the people want to know what the hell y'all talking about. Yeah, y'all can be talking about my mama behind my back. I don't know. I don't know. Look, y'all can be talking about everybody in the chambers mamas. Y'all can be back there. I don't know. Y'all can be back there playing sorry. Y'all can be, I don't know. And they can be back there playing trouble. You hit the thing. Oh, you on 5. You got 5. You move 5 spaces up. Hey, who knows? Who knows what they do in the executive session? yo, you be a kid of stuff, you sitting there with his face like this. Oh, hell, I wish this thing get over with. Look, is anybody gonna win here? Look. They play Monopoly. They in the executive session playing Monopoly. Yo, I can see, I can see, Tina Clay. She get all the railroads. She led on the last railroad. Oh, I'm buying it. And then they come back, and then Gazelle comes back and goes, "All right, now we out of executive session. Like nothing happened." Yo, today Friday, kid. Today Friday, yo. We just gonna have some fun and just like, I just wanted y'all. Yo, this is crazy. you know, it's all. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to have some fun. And you looking at and then you looking at oh, what's the Ward 1? Which Ward 1? Council member? You let it on Park Place and Boardwalk. Alright now, y'all. I'm on Park Place and Boardwalk. Now I dare one of y'all to land on it. And you got hotels and houses. Ken Stowe still sitting on the sideline. Man, when is this mess over with? Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, all of that happened in executive session. But anyway, yeah, they got a lot of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? I just hope, what I'm saying, that I really hope that whatever's happening, I hope that council is in the loop. Because if anything is happening, is fixing to happen here in the city, in Air Ward, all of them councils need to be on board. They need to be on board, in the know. So, and not play Monopoly either. No. We're not playing Monopoly. Yo, they on board. So when they bring that thing to the floor, everybody gonna know. Everybody gonna know. I just, I just like, I just hope that they get this water thing under control when Jackson Water leave here. Is they gonna do it or is they not gonna do it? Because Judge Wingate already raised the rates. Hell, that shit should have been voted on. See, this is what I'm saying. It should have been voted on through council. I really hope and I really hope that they do John Horn and Mayor Horn and the council, they do uh, pursue this this thing with Entergy. Because I think this is what I think. I think that this is a pigeonhole that Entergy is trying to put on the city. You know, you pay us this amount, we keep your lights on. So whatever's out, whatever lights is out, you still gonna pay this amount. Man, come on, man. What kind of fairness? They don't do that to the residents. They don't do that to the resident. I mean, come on, let's be real. If a light bulb is out, come on, man. They don't care. You gotta buy your own light bulbs. But if it's their responsibility to make sure that that street light is on, not the city, then they need to fulfill their duties. If that's their responsibility, they need to fulfill it. And they need to stop passing this buck. And that's all I see they do. They pass the buck all the time. Like, I remember some years ago, the traffic light was out on Robinson Road and on Ellis Avenue. Y'all remember that? Yo, I called down there to talk to the fella that was over traffic or whatever it was, and they was just passing the buck. He was like, they don't know who fault it was. Who give a ding dong on who fault it was? If it wasn't your fault, and you fixed it, let's sort this thing out later. Let's get it fixed. Because in the meantime, Ellis Avenue and Robinson Road didn't have no street light, and they had to run that thing like it's a four-way stop. That was a potential accident that was waiting to happen. But my point is to this. What I'm saying is that they need to stop passing the buck, and when they stop passing the buck and get this thing and get matters resolved. See, you can't say, Entergy, Atmos Gas, the city, Comcast or whatever cable company, Verizon, whomever that does business, that digs up the grounds, that does the maintenance work inside the city, whatever. They got to collaborate with each other. They got to collaborate with each other. Because if the city of Jackson decided, let's say for example, they decided to put everything underground, they got to mark that mess off. Water got to go in one spot. Gas got to go in one spot. Well, for gas is on the ground anyway. But the water go in one spot. The Entergy goes in one spot. Right? Okay. So they got to talk to each other. What was that 811 thing about? If that wasn't the key. That wasn't the case, rather. If that wasn't the case, why did 811 get invented? Just call before you dig. Call before you dig. Private contractors. But that's not just for private contractors. That's for everybody. If Entergy is coming out, if they was running the lines underground, Entergy had to come out to fix something. They need to call. Say, hey, look, listen, let the water know. Hey, look, listen, we're on so and so street. And water people come out too to make sure that everything, that they're on the same line and they're on the same, that they're digging, in the same, where the spot's supposed to be at. That's only right. That's called collaboration, communication. They need to stop the madness. They do. They really need to stop this madness because um you ain't gonna never. The city is never gonna move forward if everybody's still at war, especially these energy companies. You know what I'm saying? They need to be collaborating effectively, and not only that, they need to be working with the city. The city needs to be on point. They need to be on point with the city, with every nook and cranny of land that the city covers. They need to be on point with the city, with letting them know where they put everything at, so that and have a map drawn up, and so the city know where everything is. So if the city gotta come in and do something, they know what's up. So, but yeah, cause you got some like Atmos gas, somebody come in and dig up a trench, and they won't even Look at my trash can. I can hear them suckers. I ain't worried about it. But my trash, but they won't even come. The Atmos gas won't come in. Sometimes they come in and they dig up and fix a pipe, but they won't. But they won't. They won't repave it again. They'll put some gravel over it and keep it moving. Here's my trash can. Here. All right. Swear. Anyway, but yeah. Today Friday. I'm just listening to the folks outside. They picking up my trash can, picking up my trash. I normally go out there and meet them, but since I'm talking to you, so they'll bring it up there to the driveway or whatever. Now I'll just go out there and get it. But anyway, but that's something that I'm like, what is really going on? I'm like, man, what's really going on? We really need that type of collaboration and communication. But I don't want to go off the subject too far about Atmos, about Entergy, about Entergy. Yeah, I hope the city. I hope they really get on. I really hope they get on the ball and make them pay some bread back. And see, that's money that they can find in order to help the residents. That can help the residents. So I'm just saying. I just had to land my plane on that one. You know what I'm saying? Because that right there is yes, it's something. What I'm saying, that thing is problematic. You know. I look at the city council all the time, and it's like, and I do hear them talking about what Entergy is doing in terms of lighting. They need to get rid of all these old country ass lights here in the city of Jackson, and they need to really put some bright orange, amber, New York City, Chicago lights here in the city, on the street. Cause see, in the city of New York, I can't speak for Chicago, but I know in New York, you got a light pole on all four corners. On all four corners of the street, you got a light pole on all four corners. In the block, you got a light pole on this side and on the across the street. You're gonna have two across the street. You got the two across the street. You got Two on one side, two on the other side. The block lit up. The block lit up. All the way up there to the corner. Then they got poles right there on the corners of all the blocks. Come on, man. Light it up. Light it up. If you charging them, light it up. Put ambers on. Put them amber lights in there. Them bright orange amber lights. And you want to talk about deterring crime? It goes right into that. It goes right into that. And I hope Dr. Brackney views this video, because it goes right into that. Lighting. Proper lighting. See, what people call proper lighting, I don't call proper lighting. They call proper lighting is constantly on. It's on when it's supposed to be. It's bright enough in order to light up some stuff. No. Proper lighting for me, put them orange amber lights on all four corners of the block. Go into the block and put two on each side. Now we're talking about proper lighting. Bright lighting. Now you're talking about deterrence. You wouldn't need that right there. I'm not gonna say, well, I was gonna say you wouldn't need no cameras, but you do need cameras. You need cameras, but you wouldn't need them as much. Cause ain't nobody gonna do no crime. No crime when you got big time lighting. Now I ain't gonna say that they not, but they just made. But point is, that's a deterrence. Lighting. Okay. Case in point. Say you got your cameras, but if you got poor lighting, how the heck the camera gonna pick it up? Okay. I just land my plane on that one. So, yo, make this shit make sense. Make it make sense. I talk about deterrence all the time with the city. Yeah, my hat comes off to Grizel for doing this command center thing. You know what I mean? That's cool. But dude, I hope you viewing this video. What's the sense of you having a command center cool, which is cool, and then like something go down, camera pick it up, but you ain't got no lighting, bro. What the hell the camera pick it up? Oh yeah, the camera seen a silhouette. They seen a shadow or something, but they couldn't get a good glimpse on it. And you could zoom in and zoom out. If you ain't got proper lighting, you're not gonna capture it. You could zoom in and zoom out. You can get microscopic footage. But it's not gonna be visual until you get that lighting to it. So let's just keep that a buck. Lighting is the key. Well, that's it for me. I land my plane on that one too. I just wanted to kind of touch base on some things and kind of like, talk about some stuff, cause man, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on that can be mitigated. It's a lot going on that can be mitigated. But will they mitigate it? I mean, it remains to be seen. I mean, I just say like this. I just hope that that the city council, the mayor, can move this city forward with no crooked agendas. For real. I really do. I really hope that we can move the city forward with no crooked agendas. Because, uh, believe me, you when I tell you, other municipalities is looking on, and not just surrounding municipalities. You got Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Birmingham, Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Tacoma, Mississippi, Memphis, Tennessee, Shreveport, Louisiana, Monroe, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Don't you think somebody looking on to Jackson seeing what we doing? People are watching. So I really hope y'all get it right. Real talk. I hope they get it right. You know? Because I'm like this. If we get it right, that's going to push others to get it right. You know, then damn the surrounding cities that don't want to do business with us. I'm just being real. I'm just gonna call it for what it is. Damn the surrounding cities that don't want to do business with us. That don't, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, for me, if you don't want Jackson buses in your town, come on, B. You're stagnating. You're stagnated. But if Jackson is getting it right, other municipalities are going to want to come in and talk. They want to offer some type of assistance. Tell you, they just may. I'm not saying that they will, but they just may. And all these other municipalities, these surrounding municipalities that's fronting on Jackson, yo, I'm gonna flip them the bird. I'm gonna flip them the bird. Because you thought that we was gonna go down. So all of a sudden now we going up. Y'all want to come in and take it over. Y'all want to come in and nod your heads and stuff and say, hey, yeah, y'all got it right this time. Nah, that ain't the way we doing it. That ain't the way we doing it. It's like I was telling the sister, I was talking about the sister yesterday, about the zoo. You know, that organization ZAP is trying to build up the zoo's morale and get signage and all that kind of stuff, and have fundraisers and things like that. Wonderful. But it's like, for me, it's a slap in the face to her and that organization if they go in there and do all the footwork and get all this stuff put together, and then folks come over there and take it over. Call me what you want, but don't call me collect. You got major corporations that want to come in and they want to take it over. Other non-profits. Other other different types of entities. They want to come and take it over. Because their bread is bigger, they're going to come take it over. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to tell us to be careful who she do business with. Be careful who wants to donate money to them. Who wants to get a seat at your table. Because all money ain't good money. That's where it stems from. That's why I say all money ain't good money, because you don't know who sitting at your table. They may not, like I said it yesterday, I'm gonna say it today. They may not have your best interest at heart. And you done built this stuff up, and here they want to come and take it over. because they done kicked down some bread or wrote you a check. And then they got a seat at the table. And in the meantime, they bringing all their colleagues, they talking, they confirming with all their colleagues in the background. And you ain't even in the know. You in the front line. You think you on the front line getting shafted on the backside. On the, you know what I'm saying? On the backdrop. Come on, man. Let's be real. Let's be real. You know doggone well 30 years ago what that zoo was looking like. And who was running it. Let's keep it 1,000. You had sponsorships out the yin yang. Coke, Pepsi, whole bunch of sponsorships. All different types of sponsorships was sponsoring that zoo. They had the dude had the train go the little train and everything. Come on, man. Come on. They had to advertise on TV about the zoo. All of that. Then all of a sudden now it goes down. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I thought it was a McDonald's up in there one time. I don't remember, but I thought it was. It might have been. I might be thinking about another zoo. But they had a like a nice little eatery up in there, whatever. I mean, it was a nice little spot. Come on, man. Because it comes in because it's in the black neighborhood. I'm just gonna keep that shit a buck. It's in the black neighborhood now. See the black neighborhoods, around in this part of town, you know, in West Jackson part of town, you know, it's not as attractive to come in this part of town. You see, it ain't off the interstate. It ain't off the interstate, and the closest interstate is 220, and they gotta come down 220 to get to the zoo. Come on, man. Come on. See, when it's in the black neighborhood, it's not attractive. If this was an attractive neighborhood, I can guarantee you this, that zoo would not be in the shape that it's in, and the sister from the ZAP program wouldn't be out here asking, you know, for donations and support. She probably wouldn't even be in the equation. You know what's up. You know what's up. You know I'm telling y'all what's up. She would not even be in the equation. This is my platform. We're gonna call it ace a ace and call it ace a ace and a spade a spade. Let's just keep it a buck. I'm not finna sit here and sugarcoat anything. When $1 million come, millions of dollars come to that zoo, you watch how them white folks flock. They're gonna flock. You let the morale of this West Jackson start becoming a little bit more. You let the morale of this city become more attractive in this area, in the West Jackson area. See what happens. See what happens. The white folks gonna come and take it. The white folks is gonna come and they're gonna take it. They're gonna find some type of loop, swoop, and hoop and have you jump through it, and you ain't gonna never get out. You're gonna be and you're gonna be. It's like like when a fly goes into a cobweb. They just the longer that they struggle, the more they get intertwined with that thing. That's what's gonna happen, and then you're not gonna be able to get out. So be careful. Be careful. I got to chuck you the peace signs on that one. Be careful. Hey, look, I don't knock nobody for trying to make the community better. We gotta make the community better, because if ain't nobody doing it, then if we do it, you know what I'm saying? But my problem is this. I'm gonna say this. My problem is that when we decide to fix up our communities, white folks come and take it over. Why is that? Why is that? I don't understand that. Come on, Jackson, talk to me. I'm talking to the brothers and sisters, the black folks. I ain't talking about nobody else. And I'm just telling you straight up. Some of y'all say, man, that they spewing racism and all that kind of, man, but it's real. They come through my community all the time taking pictures of houses, bro. Sis, they do. And then I get a call or a text message asking, do I want to sell my property? White folks do it all the time. But you go into their neighborhoods, you're going to get profiled. You're going to get profiled. I could come on, I can go in there with this Big Apple hat on. I can go in there with a tie on, with a white shirt on, shoes, whatever. And I'm still going to get profiled. I can't do what they do. They come into the neighborhood a month ago. My daughter peeked out the window. She was like, yo, there's some white ladies outside taking a picture of the house. I said, what? What's that about? What is that about? Why are they doing that? But if you did it in their neighborhood, you go out there, take your tail out there to Pearl. Go out to Robin Hood and do that shit. You go out there. I don't know the name of them little neighborhood. I remember Robin Hood. You're gonna get ran up out of there. Yo, what you doing out here? What you doing? Now, we don't want that kind up in. We don't want that kind up in here, or we don't want that kind of we don't need nobody taking pictures. And they're gonna put the police on you, and the police is gonna adhere to them. Okay. So I'm just being real. I'm just keeping it a buck. They do it all the time. They do it all the time to us. But when we talk about it, we wrong. We racist, we this, we that. Come on, man. Look. The time for sugarcoating shit is over with, bro. The time for sugarcoating things is over with. That's something that needs to be talked about. This gentrification thing that's going on, it's happening. It's happening. This gentrification is happening. I never thought it would, but yo, it do. It happens. Look, I'm from Harlem. The gentrification went down. What? Please, man, that crap went down like. I'm talking about shit. That shit went down like a gang fight. That shit went down like a gang fight. It went down. Gentrification. They took over Harlem. Big business. It wasn't just white folks. It was just big business. And they came in, man, and they came in like a tornado. You know, like when the F5 come and picks up a town? Not a neighborhood, a town. That's what gentrification did to Harlem. We built it up. Man, can't even afford to stay there. Who pays $3,000-4,000 a month? Come on, B. In an apartment. Your apartment's like $3,000 a month for like a 2-bedroom, 2 or 3 bedroom. You paying $2,000 or $3,000 a month. Just being real. Just being real about that. And that's what's gonna happen here. That's what's gonna happen here in Jackson. That type of change will happen. It's gonna happen. Start bringing in these businesses and they start to thrive. People start getting jobs and fixing their houses and have these houses uniform like Madison. And then your gentrification is coming in. People are going to want to start seeing what is they doing over there in Jackson. Oh, I got some old property over there in Jackson that I hadn't gotten rid of. Let me start working on that. Then they go in and come in and build up something. I'm telling you, then they come say, do you want to sell your house? Somebody's in distress. Man, please. I see the commercials all the time. We buy houses in distress, whether they're in distress or not in distress. We buy them. Ain't nothing but land banks. They buying land. They buying houses. You ain't nothing but a land bank. You bunch of rich mother so-and-sos ain't nothing but land banks. Come on, B. Y'all need to get it together. And then when it's time for you to fix up the house or the community, those particular entities that have that prop that's holding on to those properties, they don't want you to do nothing with them. But I say to you that I think there's something on the books about that nobody enforces about if you fix up the other person's property that's not doing it over a certain period of time, you have a right to protest to get that property. If I'm not mistaken, I think I seen that on the book somewhere. I'm gonna use an alleged, but I think I seen that on the book somewhere before I lost my eyesight. But they don't enforce that. I don't know if it's on the books or they took it off the books in Jackson, Mississippi. If you cutting the grass and taking care of property, all of a sudden you have a right. You can protest to get ownership of that property. And this is what they see. A lot of folks not reading. They know what's up. They reading what's on them books. That's how they getting these property. You ever notice? You ever notice how you have one itty bitty little white woman should have about 10 different properties, and you be like, dang, she got all that property. What's she gonna do with it? Ain't got no kids, no grandkids, no nothing. I'm telling you. Because they know, because a lot of times they read and they be knowing what, they be knowing what to look at, what to get. If I get this property over here, I'm gonna try to get something in close proximity. Hold on. Yeah, but I had to land my plane on that one too, cause that's what's going on. That's what's going on. Gentrification. This gentrification is real. My daughter told me about gentrification back when she was in school. I didn't know what the hell that meant. Look. I was totally oblivious to it. But when I started reading more and studying, and getting a full understanding of what this gentrification thing is, I said automatically light bulb popped. I said, oh, that's what they did to Harlem. So, well, but that's it for me. I mean, look, today Friday. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on right now. Shoot, I'm working on some. I'm trying to get my computers. I got some computers that I'm trying to put Linux on, and it's like I've been working on it all night. I'm tired, but I'm still gonna be at it. And and that's what I'm gonna do for probably the rest of the day, till I can get that operating system on that computer. And do me a favor, leave me a comment. I will respond. I want to say thank you for watching. I'm your host, Foresight. Welcome to the 601 Network. Yo, we're gonna keep it moving. Y'all have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.